Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Hope you're well today. And in today's message I want to share that the most powerful question that I know of is, and I'm going to put this on a t-shirt because I love it so much and it's very inspiring and heart and mind opening to other people who see the t-shirt. And that is, what would love do? What would love do? And another thing I was thinking prior to this is like love is the answer, because I really feel in so many levels of our own personal lives and even the earth, the life of everybody on earth, the collective is like love is the answer, and what would love do is the question that we can ask ourselves. So, for example, I was just cycling home and I was also thinking, like being love and embodying the frequency or energy closer and closer to love itself. Um, Either overcomes or throws away so many of our potential responses, such as arguments, like criticisms, impatience, over frustrations, overly expressed over frustrations. Um, Tuning more and more into love helps us helps us to behave in a loving way and to act from a loving space, heart space, and to speak words from a loving way. So for example, if we are challenged in our life, which we often are, especially with people, because they are our biggest growth lessons typically, like either a huge loss, like a catastrophe, or a big huge loss, or at least our relationships typically with people in our lives, pretty much the closest people in our lives, like our parents, children, or our partners, or sometimes our work colleagues on occasion. But that's our biggest growth lessons. And what would love do is the biggest, most powerful question that we can ask ourselves to help us with any challenge in life, usually. And that's nice. Some nice little blackbirds and a little daughter or brother or sister, daughter or son. But what would love do? For example, love, by choosing to be love and to act from a loving space, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to be loving? And what that means for me is to act from a place of kindness and to be caring. Now, what does caring mean? It means to show concern for the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of another person. So that's what caring is. That's what loving is in the caring way. It means to care and to show concern. And what does caring and showing concern often show itself like? It shows itself as like empathizing and just tuning into their well-being or suffering or hurt or pain, and wanting to nurture and uplift or to be kind or to be helpful. So that can be applied to animals in general, pets, and human beings, and even insects and microorganisms to a lesser degree. But for me personally, I've chosen to be much, much more than vegan. Like veganism, what I've eaten the last 13 years, like 99%, is just a subcategory of like love for everybody and care for everybody as much as I can, and I've been growing over time. So for example, like veganism doesn't describe like my philosophy or attitude in life. Veganism is only a small part, because a lot of people who classify themselves as vegans aren't really fully caring for either the human beings or insects or even nature, like plants and Mother Earth. You know. So yeah. So what would love do will help us to be much more thoughtful and slower in our responses to conflict or a triggering situation. So yeah, it'll help us to be kinder and more careful in what we say or do, more premeditated, and more nurturing and uplifting. So the result is less stress or a de-escalating of stress, and an upbringing of like relief being felt by another person, as well as another person feeling support and support, relief, and happiness, and less stress. So yeah, that's how you know. Like that's one way to know if you're being loving effectively. But the other way is like emotionally, you'll feel like a great deal of care and heart-centered care and a soft tenderness within you. So yeah. So I'd love to get this on maybe a hoodie or like various type of clothes. um, But anyway, yeah, I hope this message strikes a chord with you. And it's a very practical message. And it's a very real message, and it's a very like down to earth message. It's a very practical, like grounded spiritual message. Love is the answer, and when we love, it's about bringing together people to be closer. We feel closer, and we are closer from the heart, instead of like all the destruction and disconnection and like polar opposite sides. Like it's about bringing together, like around connection, like sitting at a round table. So that's basically, at the end of the day, it's really truly all about our own vibration, because love is a vibration and a frequency, and you can never waste love. And even if you love someone in your entire life and they never was able to have that like vibration to love, be able to love you back, it would never go to waste, because anytime you feel love and that like really like big beautiful like heart-centered place within you, it's a success, and everybody wins, including yourself especially. You're the first winner because you're the first feeler of it. So you're like the fountain, the source, like a fountain or source coming out of the earth. Like you are this the giver, the spring, the one with abundant flowing of like sweet, lovely water, or love energy, So yeah, I definitely think it's a gorgeous message, and yeah, it'll help patch up relationships and heal families and nurture and heal societies, and yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. So it's something I'm learning and improving on, because that's who we choose to be is the first thing. We're always in a constant state of becoming. We never are finished. It's constant, like it's like a river. We're never the same. It's never the same river. We're never the same person. We're in a constant state of change, and those who are awakening are changing much more and faster than those who haven't started awakening healing journey yet of self-awareness and greater expansion. So we're in a constant state of becoming. Like who I was yesterday or last week is totally different. Like it's very different than who I am today, especially when in the midst of a very challenging, expansive situation like a big loss or a relationship where both people are awake enough to grow and learn and heal and to change daily, which is very interesting. That's what I'm in at the moment. So yeah, constantly changing, constantly wishing and wanting to become a better, higher, greater version of myself and ourselves, and acting and behaving and speaking differently as a result. And it boils down to, like, as I said, first of all, is being a different way vibrationally and frequentially. So everybody have a lovely day. Don't forget, please do hit the bell button underneath. Lovely apple tree. Sweet, beautiful apple tree. Hit the bell button underneath for subscribing and being notified of any future videos. Please do share with your friends or family. Befriend me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Check out my one-to-one consultations and my 2 books below. Check out my Higher Self Herbs herb store and superfood store down below as well. And check out my playlists and other links and my other channels down below, and subscribe to them, please. And other than that, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and personal message me should you need to or wish to or want to. And lovely to hear from you. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day.